So here's problem 20, the last problem out of chapter 14, and it's a drag and drop problem. So you have to kind of get these in the right order, and we'll just pick the ones that are most obvious first. So we have a bunch of different, which one has the largest Van Hoff factor? We'll start there. And that means which one produces the largest number of ions or particles in solution per mole that we dissolved. And in this particular case, we have aluminum nitrate giving us 1, 2, 3, 4 particles for every 1 mole. So 4 moles of ions for every 1 mole we put in. And that is going to have the largest Van Hoff factor. So that guy's going to go in there. And then we've gotten rid of that one. Now what's going to have the highest boiling point? That's going to be the one that has the highest molality of particles. So our highest molality, we start with 0.05 and 0.05. This one is sugar. It doesn't ionize. This one ionizes to give 2 particles. So that's going to give an effective molarity of 0.1. And so that one's going to be the highest boiling point, I would say, because it has the highest concentration, 0.1 effective molality. Solution which is most strongly dependent upon pressure, that's going to be the one that's a gas, right? And then we've left with 2 here, solution of an ionic compound with the highest freezing point. That's going to be the one that has the highest total effective concentration. We have 2 particles, 0.04. This is 0.05. So I would guess this one goes in there, and that one goes in there. Now, those are my guesses. I'm not going to even go back and check these. I could be wrong, but that's, as I would just walk through it quickly, that's what I come up with for problem 20. I'm going to go ahead and correct that because I don't even remember what I came up with my answers there. These are the correct answers, so I'm going to go ahead and give you these. I think we might have got these backwards. I don't know. I don't even remember what I said. So, these are the correct answers, so I wanted to show those to you for this one, which is problem 20. Problem 21, pretty straightforward here. I'm just reminding you there are these phase diagrams. I'll ask you some questions on these. Remember, when we're talking about gas to liquid to solid, the highest temperature at any given pressure is going to be a gas. So A is the hot, we come straight across the constant pressure. A is the highest temperature. That's going to be the gas. So it's either going to be the first answer, third answer. And then the next question is, as we cut across here, what is the lowest temperature at a given pressure is always going to be a solid. So it obviously, B is the solid then, because it's the lowest, and that means the first answer by elimination must be the right one. Now, here is question number 22. I want to be real clear on the way I'm going to ask these questions on the exam. Now, I may give you a picture of a cubic or of a unit cell where you can count the number of atoms there are in there. I do not expect you to know how many atoms there are in body-centered cubic, how many are face-centered cubic, and that sort of thing. I don't know that. I don't expect you to know that. But I could give you a picture, and a problem like this one is what is the edge length of face-centered cubic, and there's just a formula in the book you're going to use to do this. I won't even ask you this kind of thing on the exam either. But I want you reminded that there is these unit cells. Go back and look at the book at those to find the right answer. Well, I just have to look it up myself to figure out what this is. And I did. I just looked up the formula here, and it turns out the right answer is 362 picometers. But you have to go to the book to look for that formula. Again, this is another one where you need to know the volume formula for a certain type of unit cell. I don't expect you to know that, so I wouldn't ask you this kind of question on the exam either. But this is one where you're given a density. You know the radius is 138. You can figure out what the formula is of that, how many ions there are in there, and calculate a density and see if it matches. And you can try a few different metals, and that's how you get to this answer. And it turns out when you do all that, this one is palladium is the right answer for this one. Palladium is the answer to this problem. And that's it for 23. A couple more and we're done here.